Look closely at the people on your morning commute. Statistically, 99% of them will spend 40 years working only to reach retirement with less than $5,000 in total savings. It's common to assume this happens because of a sudden market crash, or perhaps a lack of effort. But if that were true, the numbers would vary more. Instead, they are remarkably consistent across decades and demographics. This consistency suggests the outcome is a feature of the environment. The modern economy produces a specific result, a workforce that earns enough to continue working, but rarely enough to stop. This happens because of a series of social norms and financial structures that guide people towards specific choices. These habits feel like personal decisions, but they lead almost everyone to the same financial dead end. Reversing this trend requires a look at the mechanics of the system itself and a willingness to question the standard path most people take for granted. Most of us are taught to recognize success through what we can see, a new car in the driveway or a luxury watch on a wrist. We've been conditioned to believe that spending money is the same thing as having it. In reality, those visible markers often represent a net loss. The person in the luxury car is frequently managing a high-interest loan and a lifestyle they can barely afford, creating constant financial pressure. This diagram shows how the standard middle-class income functions. Instead of accumulating, the money immediately flows out to cover the cost of maintaining a high-status image, leaving the actual net worth circle empty. This is a biological trap. Buying a luxury item provides a brief spike in dopamine, but it requires spending future, unearned income to impress people who are usually just as broke. Building wealth requires the opposite approach. It means prioritizing appreciating assets, things that pay you back, over lifestyle items that drain accounts. True wealth is often invisible. Every time someone upgrades their car or their wardrobe before their investments, they increase the amount of work they must do just to stay afloat. Many people stay in roles they find unfulfilling for decades. This isn't usually due to a lack of talent, but because the cost of leaving has become too high. We operate within a framework of financial compliance. Concepts like the credit score measure how reliably you pay back debt, encouraging the use of long-term liabilities like 30-year mortgages and personal loans. Once a person is committed to these monthly payments, their ability to take risks evaporates. They can't afford to start a business or leave a job they dislike because their survival depends on the next paycheck. A predictable salary provides a sense of security, but that security can be a trap. It encourages a level of comfort that makes the difficult, often lonely work of building something significant feel unnecessary. Significant growth requires periods of friction. It means spending weekends learning new skills, accepting the possibility of failure, and moving away from social circles that prioritize temporary entertainment over long-term stability. Relying on a single source of income for safety is a risk in itself. One shift in the market or a single corporate restructuring can eliminate that security instantly. The most common way people attempt to build wealth is by trading their time for a fixed hourly rate or a monthly salary. This creates a physical limit on your income. Since there are only 24 hours in a day and your energy is finite, your earnings are permanently capped by the clock. To move past this, the connection between time and money has to be broken. This is why the wealthy build scalable assets, like software, content, or business systems. These structures provide value and generate revenue around the clock, regardless of whether the owner is working. High net worth is rarely the result of working longer hours. It is the result of owning systems that work on your behalf. The reality of the modern economy is that consumer debt is normalized, and middle-class comfort often acts as a ceiling on potential. Tomorrow morning, most people will follow the same routine they followed for years. But for those who see the math, behind the system, the routine starts to feel like a choice. Changing the outcome requires changing the inputs. This means shifting from a consumer mindset to a creator mindset and developing high-value skills that don't depend on a single employer. The structures that keep people broke only work as long as those people continue to prioritize short-term comfort and social approval over long-term equity. Moving away from the 99% is a quiet process. It's a decision to stop seeking validation from a system designed to keep you participating and to start building the assets that will eventually set you free.